Before we begin this morning prayer, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video. A new sunrise greets us, soft light spilling across the world, reminding us that life is not finished, that hope is not gone, that healing is possible. Before the noise begins, before the world makes its demands, before the thoughts of yesterday creep in too heavily, let us pause here in this quiet moment. This pause is holy. This breath is a gift. This morning is an invitation to begin again. God, thank you for waking me today. Thank you that even if my body aches, even if my heart feels heavy, I still have breath. I still have life. I still have this moment. Thank you that healing does not come all at once, but often little by little, and even now, you are working in ways I cannot see. I welcome your renewing presence into my soul. I open myself to the possibility that today can be lighter than yesterday. I believe that restoration is not just for others, but also for me. God, I bring you the wounds I carry. Some are visible, many are unseen. Wounds from disappointment, from words that cut, from losses that left emptiness, from regrets that weigh on me. You see them all, even the ones I try to hide. And in your hands, no wound is beyond healing. No scar is beyond dention. No pain is wasted. Thank you for being the one who binds the brokenhearted, who restores the weary, who makes all things new. I thank you for the healing that already exists in small ways, the body slowly mending, the mind slowly quieting, the heart slowly softening. I thank you for every moment of laughter that breaks through sorrow, every night of rest that restores a little strength, every encouraging word that lifts my spirit. These are pieces of healing, signs that you are near. God, I also ask for renewal of mind, so that I do not replay the same painful thoughts over and over. Renewal of heart, so that bitterness does not take root. Renewal of spirit, so that I do not grow hopeless. Renewal of body, so that I may have strength to live fully. Let me not carry yesterday's heaviness into today. Let me not mistake scars for identity. Let me not believe that what hurt me will define me forever. Today is a new canvas. Today is a new story. Today is a new opportunity to live free. I thank you for the rhythm of mornings. Each sunrise whispers the same truth, but endings are not the end, that darkness does not last, that light always returns. Mornings themselves are teachers of renewal. They show me that no matter how heavy the night, morning will come. Thank you for writing hope into creation, for reminding me daily that healing is part of life's rhythm, that newness is always possible. God, help me to forgive. Forgiveness is a doorway to healing, but I admit it is not easy. It feels easier to hold anger, to protect myself with resentment. But resentment is not protection. It is poison. Forgiveness does not excuse what hurt me. It frees me from carrying it forever. Help me to forgive not only others, but also myself, for mistakes made, for things left undone, for the ways I have been unkind to my own soul. Healing cannot grow where guilt and shame choke the ground. So today, I open the soil of my heart to your grace. Plant seeds of renewal here. I thank you for the gift of rest. Rest is medicine. Rest is not weakness, but wisdom. Thank you that my body is allowed to pause, my mind is allowed to breathe, my soul is allowed to be still. Healing often happens in stillness, in the unseen places, in the quiet moments. Thank you for every bit of renewal that comes when I release the need to always strive and simply let myself be held by your love. God, I ask for strength to trust the process of healing. It rarely comes quickly. It rarely looks the way I expect. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening. Yet you remind me that even unseen, restoration is taking place. Wounds close slowly. Hearts mend gradually. Renewal comes one breath, one prayer, one choice at a time. Thank you that I do not need to rush it. Thank you that I am allowed to be in process. Thank you that healing is not about perfection, but about becoming whole again, step by step. God, let me notice the small signs of renewal today. The way light falls across the room, the sound of laughter nearby, the comfort of warm food, the strength in taking a walk, the stillness in pausing for prayer. These small things are holy. They are reminders that life is still worth living, that beauty is still present, that joy is still possible. Help me not to overlook them. Help me to savor them. Help me to let gratitude water the seeds of healing within me. So here I am, God, with my wounds and with my hope, with my scars and with my faith, with my brokenness and with my longing for wholeness. And I believe that you are making me new. I believe that today holds healing. I believe that your love is stronger than my pain, and for that I am deeply thankful. God, as I sit in this quiet moment, I recognize how much I have carried, often without realizing it. The hidden stress, the silent worries, the unspoken disappointments, they weigh on me in ways I cannot always name. But here in your presence, I set them down. I do not have to carry them alone. Healing begins with surrender, and so I surrender. Every fear, every ache, every burden, I place them into your hands. Thank you that your hands are strong enough to hold them all, and gentle enough to hold me tenderly. I thank you for the ways you restore me, not only in grand moments, but in quiet ones. Healing comes in the slow exhale of breath, in the pause before I respond, in the decision to rest instead of push harder. Healing comes in the tears I allow myself to cry, in the laughter that sneaks up unexpectedly, in the embrace of someone who cares. Renewal is hidden in these everyday mercies, and when I choose to notice them, I see that you have been with me all along. God, help me to release what no longer serves me. Release the memories that replay only to bring pain. Release the comparisons that rob me of peace. Release the guilt that whispers, I am not enough. Release the fears that keep me from moving forward. Healing is not only about mending wounds, it is also about clearing away what blocks growth. Renewal is about space. Space for joy, for peace, for hope. Make space in me today, God. Sweep away the clutter in my soul so that something new can take root. I thank you for the gift of grace, grace that meets me where I am, not where I think I should be. Grace that does not demand perfection, but offers compassion. Grace that reminds me I am loved even in the process of healing. Grace that whispers, I can begin again as many times as needed. Renewal is not about never falling. It is about rising with grace each time I do. Thank you for never tiring of lifting me. God, I bring before you the relationships in my life. Some of them have caused wounds. Some of them are sources of healing. I ask you to renew them. Heal what is broken in communication. Restore what has been lost in trust. Strengthen what is still good. Teach me to love without fear, to forgive without conditions, to be present without distraction. Healing in relationships is not always easy, but with your Spirit, it is possible. Let me be a source of renewal for others, offering patience, kindness, and peace. I also thank you for the renewal of purpose. Sometimes pain makes me forget why I'm here. Sometimes disappointment clouds my vision of the future, but renewal lifts the fog. Renewal reminds me that I am not done, that my story is not over, that there are still chapters ahead worth living. Healing does not only mend the past, it prepares me for the future. Thank you for reminding me that there is still work for me to do, still people to love, still beauty to create, still hope to carry. God, let my body feel your healing touch today. Where there is fatigue, bring rest. Where there is pain, bring relief. Where there is tension, bring release. Where there is weakness, bring strength. Thank you that my body is not my enemy, but a gift. Even when it aches, help me to treat it kindly, to nourish it, to move it with care, to allow it space to heal. Renewal flows not only through spirit but through flesh, and I welcome that wholeness now. I thank you for joy as a healer, joy that slips into the cracks of sorrow, joy that does not erase grief, but softens it, joy that comes through music, through laughter, through beauty, through small surprises. Thank you that joy is not out of reach, even in hard times. Joy renews. Joy reminds me that pain is not the whole story. Joy is proof that healing is taking place. God, I ask for peace to cover me like a blanket. Peace that stills the racing thoughts. Peace that slows the anxious breath. Peace that allows me to sleep deeply. Peace that carries me into conversations with gentleness. Peace that follows me into responsibilities with calm. Peace that holds me steady when life feels uncertain. Thank you that your peace is not fragile, but unshakable, not fleeting, but lasting. With peace, I know that healing is already unfolding. So today, I walk lighter. Today, I walk renewed. Today, I walk with trust that healing is present, even if incomplete, even if unseen. I thank you for this gift, God, and I step into the day with God. As this morning deepens, I feel the truth that healing is not a single moment, but a journey. It is not a straight road, but a winding one. Some days I feel light, almost free, and other days I feel heavy again, as though the wound has reopened. Yet even in this back and forth, I see your hand. You remind me that progress is not perfection, that forward steps are enough, that slow renewal is still renewal. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for walking with me through every stage of this process, not rushing me, not condemning me, but simply staying close. I thank you for the strength to feel. For so long, I thought healing meant ignoring pain, pretending it didn't exist, burying it beneath busyness. But now I see that feeling is part of healing. Tears are prayers too. Lament is still sacred. Pain acknowledged is pain that can be mended. Thank you for giving me permission to feel without shame. Thank you that in my weakness, you are strong. Thank you that my honesty is safe with you. God, help me to find renewal in forgiveness, not just once, but again and again. Forgiveness is rarely instant. It unfolds slowly, layer by layer. Some days I feel free. Other days the memory stings again. But each time I choose forgiveness, I loosen the grip of bitterness on my heart. Each time I choose forgiveness, I open more space for peace. Thank you that forgiveness is not about erasing the past, but about reclaiming my future. Thank you that forgiveness heals me even more than it heals those I forgive. I thank you for healing through connection, for the people who sit with me without judgment, for the voices that remind me I am not alone, for the kindness of a stranger that makes me smile, for the comfort of community that steadies my spirit. Renewal often comes through others, through their love, their patience, their presence. Help me to receive these gifts fully and also to offer them freely. Let me be someone who carries healing into the lives of others, who renews hope through kindness, who reminds others that restoration is possible. God, I ask you to renew my thoughts. Too often my mind circles around the same worries, the same regrets, the same fears. Let me not be trapped in those loops today. Bring clarity, Bring perspective. Bring truth that replaces lies. Bring promises that remind me of hope. Healing begins in the mind, and I ask for that renewal today, to think differently, to see differently, to believe differently. Thank you that change is possible. Thank you that transformation begins even in the quiet corners of my thoughts. I also thank you for beauty as a form of healing. The way light filters through trees, the way birds sing into the stillness, the way water glimmers, the way flowers bloom. Beauty soothes the soul. Beauty reminds me that life is still good, that joy is still possible, that hope is still alive. Thank you for writing beauty into creation as a balm for weary hearts. Let me notice it. Let me receive it. Let me allow beauty to be part of my renewal. God, I bring you my body again. Every ache, every tension, every weakness. You know it better than I do. You knit me together, cell by cell, breath by breath. You know what is broken and what is whole. I ask you to bring healing where I need it most. And even if full healing does not come today, bring renewal, strength for the next step, rest for the next hour, peace for the next moment. Help me honor my body, to treat it with care, to see it as a gift, not a burden. Thank you that my body is not beyond redemption, but a vessel of life and love. I thank you for hope as medicine, hope that lifts my eyes from the ground, hope that whispers there is more ahead, hope that steadies me when the road feels long, hope that fuels resilience, reminding me that I can keep going. Hope is proof that healing is working within me, even if slowly. Hope is a light that refuses to go out. Thank you for hope, God. Thank you for planting it in my soul like a seed that cannot be uprooted. Lingmad, anew, into this day, let renewal shape how I live. Renewal in my patience when I feel rushed. Renewal in my kindness when I feel tested. Renewal in my joy when I feel weary. Renewal in my faith when I feel uncertain. Healing is not only something I receive, it is something I live. Let others see in me a glimpse of peace, a sign of hope, a reflection of your love. So here I am again, breathing deeply, whispering thanks, opening myself to your healing, receiving your renewal. Today is not yesterday. Today is not defined by what hurt me. Today is a gift, and I choose to live it with hope, with peace, with trust that I am being made whole again. God, as this morning stretches further and the world begins to awaken, I pause again to anchor myself in your presence. Healing is not something I chase. It is something I receive when I am still enough to notice you here. Renewal is not something I force. It is something that flows when I surrender control. So I breathe slowly, deeply, letting this moment remind me that I am safe, I am loved, I am already being restored. I thank you for the quiet strength that healing brings. It is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it is simply the ability to keep going, to rise when I wanted to stay down, to try again when I felt like giving up. Renewal is often hidden in these choices, small acts of courage that seem ordinary but carry extraordinary power. Thank you for planting resilience within me, a resilience that grows not from my own effort alone, but from your Spirit strengthening me. God, help me to heal the way I see myself. Too often, I look through lenses clouded by shame or fear, remembering mistakes more than progress, flaws more than beauty. Renew my vision. Let me see myself as you see me. Beloved, valuable, worthy of love, worthy of healing. Let me not define myself by the wounds of the past, but by the grace that surrounds me now. Healing begins when I believe I am more than what hurt me. Renewal begins when I trust that I am already held by your love. I thank you for the renewal of joy. Joy is not dependent on everything going right. It is rooted in your presence, in your goodness, in the awareness that I am not alone. Even in sorrow, joy can break through. Even in weariness, joy can rise. Even in confusion, joy can steady. Thank you for joy that surprises me, joy that lifts me, joy that heals me. Let me welcome it without hesitation, without guilt, without fear. God, I bring you the parts of my life that feel unfinished, the dreams that have not come to pass, the prayers that remain unanswered, the changes I still long for. In these places of waiting, bring renewal. Teach me that healing is not only about fixing what is broken, but also about finding peace in the not yet. Let me rest in the truth that your timing is wise, that your plans are good, that nothing is wasted. Renewal means trusting that unfinished does not mean abandoned. I thank you for compassion as a healer. Compassion softens the edges of pain. Compassion allows me to be patient with myself. Compassion invites me to extend kindness to others, even when I do not know their struggles. Thank you for reminding me that compassion itself is a form of healing. To give it, to receive it, to live in it, to let today be filled with compassion that flows like medicine through every interaction. God, help me heal from fear. Fear tells me I am not safe, not capable, not enough. Fear shrinks my world, binds my heart, and clouds my vision. But you remind me that perfect love casts out fear. Renewal means courage. Renewal means expanding instead of shrinking. Renewal means walking forward, even with trembling hands, trusting that I do not walk alone. Thank you for courage that rises from your love, courage that heals the places fear has tried to claim. I thank you for beauty in ordinary things. Healing is not only in dramatic moments, but in the quiet glimpses of grace. The warmth of sunlight through a window, the comfort of a familiar song, the smile of someone I love, the silence that wraps around me when I need rest. Renewal is often hidden in these small gifts. Thank you for teaching me to slow down enough to see them. Thank you for reminding me that healing is woven into ordinary life, waiting to be noticed. God, I bring to you the heaviness I sometimes carry in silence, the questions I do not speak out loud, the griefs I think no one would understand, the worries I tuck away. You see them all, you hold them all, and you remind me that nothing I carry is too small for your care. Healing begins in honesty, and honesty begins in trust. Thank you for being a safe place for me to lay it all down. So I step again into this day with a heart open to your renewal. Healing may not be finished, but it is unfolding. Renewal may not be complete, but it has begun. And in that truth, I find peace. Thank you, God, for being the one who restores, the one who renews, the one who heals. Amen.